Champurrado, a hot beverage made of chocolate and corn flour. The history of champurrado can be traced back 2,500 years ago. Archaeologists believe that chocolate and corn were first discovered in Oaxaca. The Mayans and Aztecs would drink the chocolate and corn flour mixture during ceremonies, believing that it would give them strength and power. Nowadays, champurrado is typically enjoyed at breakfast, especially when the weather gets colder. It is also popular to consume it alongside tamales and bread during special holidays, such as Day of the Dead and Las Posadas during Christmas time. I had the opportunity to visit Mercado Gonzales Northgate Market, which is a popular Hispanic market in Costa Mesa. I made my way to La Tamaleria to buy a cup of champurrado to try for the first time. My initial impression was that it was very rich and thick. The chocolate and cinnamon flavors blended well together. Although I knew champurrado had a thick consistency due to the corn flour, I was still surprised during the initial sip. Overall, it was very similar to Filipino champurrado, which is what I grew up eating. Champurrado is a chocolate rice porridge popular in the Philippines. It is typically served during breakfast. The history of champurrado can be traced back from the Spanish colonial period. During the galleon trade between the years of 1565 and 1815, Spaniards would sail from Spain to Mexico and then Mexico to the Philippines so that they could barter. Mexicans brought their champurrado recipe to the Philippines. Filipinos adapted the recipe with what was locally available. Therefore, rice was used instead of corn flour. Here is a Venn diagram I created to compare and contrast Mexican champurrado and Filipino champurrado. The original uses masa harina, or corn flour, while the adapted version uses rice. Mexican champurrado typically uses cinnamon, while Filipino champurrado does not. It will typically have a drizzle of evaporated or condensed milk on top. The Mexican version is a drink in a cup, while the Filipino version is a food eaten in a bowl. Both use chocolate tablets, milk, and sugar. They are also both served hot for breakfast and are both very delicious. Loa's Market is the nearest Hispanic market to where I live. I've been here before and I love looking at their colorful produce. Although not captured here, I especially love walking by their panaderia to look at their pan dulces on the side of the store. I picked up a pack of Abuelita's hot chocolate tablets, masa harina, and piloncillo. To make champurrado, you need 4 cups of milk, 1.5 cup of warm water, half a cup of masa harina, 2 discs of Mexican chocolate, 2 ounces of piloncillo, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 cinnamon stick. I didn't have a cinnamon stick on hand, so I just used ground cinnamon. So the first thing I did was mix the warm water and masa harina so that I can easily pour it into the mixture later. Next, you're going to mix your milk, chocolate, and piloncillo together until the chocolate has melted. Don't forget to add cinnamon. If you actually have a stick of cinnamon, I recommend adding it into the mix earlier. Once the chocolate has melted, add the masa harina and water mixture. Mix it for a couple of minutes and then it is ready to serve. It was very easy to make, and it tasted pretty good, but not as good as the one I had in Costa Mesa. For comparison, I had the Mexican champurrado on the left and Filipino champurrado on the right. I may be a little biased, but I still prefer Filipino champurrado. Don't get me wrong though, Mexican champurrado is very delicious and evokes a feeling of comfort, like a nice warm hug. Now that I know more about Mexican champurrado and its impact, I appreciate it for what it is and hope to drink it more in the future.